The Rangers Network is live from Ranger Gym in Spring Branch, Texas. Today, it's girls basketball. Our Rangers are geared to build momentum in the thick of Free District. Smithson Valley Girls Hoops on the Rangers Network starts now.
An early season non-district test for Smithson Valley takes place on a Monday afternoon as the Rangers take on perennial 5A state power Kerrville Tivy at Ranger Gym. Coming to you for the campus of Smithson Valley High School, it's girls high school basketball on the Rangers Network. Smithson Valley, coming off a program record 27 wins from a year ago, is out to a tough 1-3 start, most recently suffering a lopsided loss against Bernie this past Friday. But this is a Ranger team that's featuring 8 newcomers, and it's early in the season as they continue their preparations towards the start of 27 6A play. As for the Antlers, this is a program that has averaged over 30 wins a season over the last 4 years. But like the Rangers, there's been some early season growing pains for Kerrville Tivy, which is out to a 2-3 start, although the Antlers have won 2 straight after losing their first 3 of the season. As Smithson Valley gets us scoring started. Early bucket for Allison Howe, the only freshman on this Ranger team. And Smithson Valley, the early 2-0 advantage over the Antlers, and Kerrville Tivy ties it. Shot rattled in by Ashley Zerkel. So again, Smithson Valley is coming off one of the best 2-year stretches in program history. 53 wins combined over the past 2 years. But a lot of the players, the key players from that era, are gone. Open corner 3 is short for Caroline Dias. The Antlers have the basketball looking for their first lead. Most notably, the players now gone, Annika McGarity and Denise Merrick-Woodard, seniors on last year's team, a big part of that success over the past several seasons. But the top scorer from a year ago for the Rangers is back, Gabby Elliott, along with the reigning district defensive MVP, Trinity Garrett. And a turnover against the Antlers gives the basketball back to Smithson Valley. But again, this Ranger team working in 8 newcomers this year. And again, out to a 1-3 start to the season. Smithson Valley won 13 games last year before suffering their 3rd loss a season ago. Little runner in the lane won't go. Second effort leads to a trip to the free throw line for Gabby Elliott. Again, the Rangers' top scorer as a sophomore a year ago, averaging close to 14 points a game, averaging more than 11 so far through the first 4 games this season. Short on the first free throw, Elliott, 7 of 10 from the line to start the season for Smithson Valley. Missed them both. Battle for the board, though, won by Allison Howe. The Rangers retain possession. From the top, a three-pointer for Taylor Diaz. Left short. And the Antlers get it back. Smithson Valley has struggled from 3 through the first 4 games this season, shooting 18%, just 8 of 45. Open 3 for the Antlers is in. Riley Dill, the sophomore, the daughter of head coach Christy Dill, knocks into 3. Again, the sophomore and played on varsity last year as a freshman for the Antlers. Knocks the ball away. It's loose, but saved by the Rangers. A little more than 2 minutes in. Antlers on top 5-2, a Kerrville Tivy team, which like Smithson Valley, coming off a remarkable stretch as the Rangers turn it over. On the other end, Antlers can't convert. The miss by Zerkel, fighting for the rebound, and a foul called against Smithson Valley. This foul is whistled against Caroline Dias, her first, team's first. Over the past 4 years, the Antlers averaging 32 wins a season. But again, like Smithson Valley, having to replace a lot, including a pair of all-state players in Julia Becker and Audrey Robertson. As the Rangers get it back off the Antlers turnover, among the key players that are back for Kerrville Tivy this year, Ashlyn Away, who was second-team All-District a year ago, and Cassidy Harmon, the Antlers' third leading scorer from last season and top returning scorer this year. 4 newcomers for the Antlers, but the youth is countered by a roster that also features 5 seniors, as Howe has her second basket and draws the Rangers to within 1. So far, the Antlers out to 2-3 start, but Kerrville Tivy has won 2 straight after losing the first 3 to open the season. Nice little drive inside by the guard, Cassidy Harmon, and will head to the foul line. Foul against Allison Howe. And here is Harmon. A year ago, averaging more than 8 points a game. And connects on the first free throw for her first point this afternoon. You'll notice, by the way, when looking at the Antler jerseys in the blue and gold, the player names are not on the back. Instead, it is the abbreviation TFND. Stands for Tivy Fight Never Dies. Open 3 for the Rangers. Short from Dias. Still looking for her first made 3 this season. Early 6-4 lead for the Antlers halfway through this opening quarter. Pass to the post, knocked away, but deflected right to Ashley Zerkel. That'll count and the foul. And that is the second foul against Allison Howe. Team's third. And with that, Howe comes out along with Dias. And now for the Rangers, Elizabeth Williams and Mariana Baza. (8-4) Kerrville Tivy on top. Open jumper from the top, a long 2, rattles home for Taylor Diaz. First-year varsity player, the sophomore, has her first basket today. It's an 8-6 Kerrville Tivy lead. Rangers good zone defense and a near turnover, but it stays with Kerrville Tivy. You look at the numbers for Smithson Valley this season, the scoring way down from a year ago, but again, it's very early here in the 2020-21 season. Jumper splashed in by Jamie Jackson. The junior of the basket at a 4-point Antler lead. Smithson Valley's scoring is down by more than 20 points from a year ago. Last season on the way to a program record 27 wins. The Rangers averaged more than 55 points a game. That number this season down to 33. Off the Kerrville Tivy foul against Zerkel. Her first. Rangers get it back. Perimeter jumper off the iron for Elliott. Another foul, though, and again called against Kerrville Tivy. Foul called against Jamie Jackson, team's third. And for Jackson, her first. Three-pointer for the Rangers. High-arcing shot for Diaz. Can't connect, and the Antlers have the rebound. Tivy's scoring also down from a year ago. Kerrville averaging a little more than 40 points a game this season. Last year's team averaged nearly 10 points a game more. On their way to the region finals. In the post, a foul called against Smithson Valley. They'll get it against Elizabeth Williams. What's funny about Kerrville Tivy, last year the Antlers won 28 games and reached, yes, the region finals, but that was actually a disappointing season for the Antlers given their lofty standards. A steal and a turnover forced by Zerkel. She's been very active so far, 4 points and on a number of defensive plays early here for the Antlers. Tivy working against this Rangers zone defense. Inside of 2 minutes to go, the opening quarter, and a 10-6 Antler lead. Battle for the basketball and a tie-up, but the alternating possession will keep the basketball with the Antlers. Again, Kerrville Tivy, 28 wins last year. That actually broke a streak of 3 consecutive seasons with 3 wins or more. Tivy had also reached the state semifinals each of the previous 2 years. Last year came up a game short of making it 3 in a row. Off the missed 3, the Antlers retain possession. Nice drive in the lane, and the jumper won't go, but free throws coming up for Riley Dill. Team foul number 4 against Smithson Valley. We're checking that is the team's 5th. Foul whistled against Corn Levy. As Dill connects on the free throw. One more coming up with the sophomore who was named first team academic all-district last year. Misfires. And the Rangers get back possession. Mentioned Kerrville Tivy was a win shy of heading to the state semis for a 3rd straight year. The Rangers turn it over. The Smithson Valley, good defensive play from Elliott on the block, able to get it back on a foul against the Antlers. Or a ball knocked out of bounds. Beg your pardon, no foul there. The Antlers lost a heartbreaker in the region finals against district rival Veterans Memorial a year ago. All that kept this program from reaching the state semis for a 3rd consecutive year. This has been quite a program built by head coach Christy Dill. More than 20 years now at Kerrville Tivy. Off the Ranger turnover, a 10-second violation of the backcourt. Dill, the drive, won't get the finish. And Smithson Valley has a rebound and a foul called against the Antlers. That's the Antlers' 4th team foul. Called against Dill, that's her 2nd. She'll have to come out and does. Amelia Balzer takes her place. Final minute of the opening quarter. 11-6 Antler lead. Pressure defense from Kerrville Tivy leads to another near turnover as the Rangers will keep possession following this tie-up forced by Kerrville Tivy. Rangers today playing without Trinity Garrett, averaging 10 points a game. The reigning district defensive MVP. How will Smithson Valley step up in her absence? Open 3 missed. Now 30 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Rangers last year made a habit of getting off to great starts. Outscored their opponents by more than 130 points the first quarter last year. Down by 5 as the first quarter clock winds down here. And stuck on 6 points. Antlers in no hurry. Final 5 seconds. Here's Harmon, the drive and the finish, and a good close to the opening quarter for Kerrville Tivy. The Antlers looking for their 3rd straight win, lead at the end of one, 13-6 on the Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
The last few months have been challenging for everyone.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smoky Moe's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's. Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Marks the 11th straight year that these two schools will have played one another. The Rangers have beaten Kerrville Tivy each of the previous two seasons. The last win for the Antlers in this series came 3 years ago. A lot of close games over the years. 7 out of the past 9 meetings decided by 5 points or less, as the Rangers start this second quarter with a steal. Antlers impressive first quarter, especially on defense, holding the Rangers to just 6 first quarter points. Elliott the drive with the dish to an open shooter. Dias a 3. On the rebound, it's loose. A battle for the basketball won by Mariana Baza, but then travels. And the Antlers get it back. And there is Coach Dale visiting with Cassidy Harmon. Harmon had that lay-in to end the first quarter for Kerrville Tivy. Again, what a program she has carved out, Christy Dill, as a three-pointer is in. Laurel Pruitt, her first basket. Senior who didn't play much a year ago as a junior for the Antlers has a 3. And Kerrville Tivy has its largest lead at 10, 16-6. Answer jumper knocked home by the freshman Allison Howe. And Howe now has 6 of the Rangers' 8 points. Antlers looking for the answer basket, and they get it on a 3. Jada Davis buries the Antlers' third three-pointer of the half. It is a 19-8 Antler lead. Well, they'll say that was a 2. So not a three-pointer, but a 2 on the shot made by Davis as the Antlers turn it over. More on Coach Christy Dill. Said when she first started coaching this program, she concerned herself too much with the X's and O's and didn't feel as if she did enough to help develop her players. Three-pointer for the Rangers is good. Their first three-pointer today, courtesy of Taylor Diaz, the sophomore. Coach Dill started reading more books and researching innovative leadership ideas, and it was this change in philosophy that really changed her career and the program around, all for the better. And has built a 5A state powerhouse at Kerrville. The turnaround, no good for Laurel Pruitt. And Smithson Valley has the rebound. They turn it over, though, in the backcourt. Leads to a layup for the Antlers. Davis scores again. 4 points for the first-year varsity player. Jada Davis leads to a Ranger timeout. Full timeout for head coach Matthew Sutherland. We're talking about Kerrville Tivy's head coach. More on Coach Sutherland. In year 2 at Smithson Valley, last year led the program to a team record 27 wins. Was previously the an assistant coach for Midland Lee's girls basketball team. Also spent time at the collegiate level serving as an assistant at UT Permian Basin for the women's program for a couple of years. His previous head coaching experience before taking over at Smithson Valley came as the boys head coach at Poteet. You look at this Ranger program, a year ago again, 27 wins, coming off a second place finish in a tough 26-6A district. That marked the Rangers' third straight season of 20 wins or more, and the program's fifth winning season over the past 6 years. They were in the postseason for a third straight year. Got beat in the opening round a year ago by Austin Westlake after winning a first-round game in each of the previous 2 years. The coach that really started this run for Smithson Valley was David Farber. Won more than 100 games over 5 seasons as Smithson Valley head coach, and now is at Johnson High School in Buda with their program. But the passing of the baton has been very successful on to Coach Matthew Sutherland. Another three for the Rangers, this time courtesy of Caroline Dias, her first made three of the season. And the Antlers' 10-point lead has been sliced down to 6. Past the halfway point, or approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. That three-pointer short for Davis. Loose ball saved by Smithson Valley. Knocked around again. Taken back by the Antlers, and the lay-in good with the right hand by Ashley Zerkel. She has 6. And the Antlers have an 8-point lead. Again, Kerrville Tivy began the year 0-3, got their first win over Cornerstone Christian. Zerkel led the team with 10 points in that game as Elliott will head to the foul line for Smithson Valley. In the Rangers' lone win this season against San Antonio Lee, Elliott a big game. 17 points, 18 rebounds. She's averaging a double-double this season. That's her first point today. 11 points, 12 boards a game this year for Smithson Valley. Was named first team All-District last year as a sophomore. Good on both free throws. Elliott had another double-double in the loss to Bernie this past Friday. 11 points and 10 boards against the Greyhounds. Off the screen, Harmon had the ball kicked, and the Antlers will keep it. Rangers were held to 6 points in the opening quarter. They've scored 10 so far in the second. As the Antlers inbound, leading by 6 now at the halfway point of the second. Rangers stay in their 2-3 zone defense. Davis, another jumper for Jada Davis. She's been red hot here in the second quarter. 6 points for Davis. And back out to an 8-point Kerrville Tivy lead. Inside, nice pass. Elliott into Elizabeth Williams, her first basket. The sophomore, one of 8 varsity newcomers for the Rangers this season. A lot of new blood for head coach Matthew Sutherland. That three-pointer almost banked in. Loose ball rebound goes back to Kerrville Tivy, and again, a third chance on the strip for the Antlers. Corner 3, that's short. Misfired by Laurel Pruitt, and the Rangers come away with it. Trailing by 6 with 3 minutes to go in the second. Early season game, but not many opportunities to get ready for district. Fade away, rainbowed in by Taylor Diaz. Diaz has 7. Leads all Ranger scores, and the Antler lead is down to 4. Smithson Valley, after today, just 3 games left before the start of 26-6A play. Rangers stay in their zone. They play that nearly exclusively. On the drive, Harmon, the bounce pass to a three-pointer. Zerkel can't connect, and Smithson Valley will get it back. Loose ball foul called against Kerrville Tivy, the Antlers' 6th of the half. Foul whistled. Leads to a Ranger possession. And Smithson Valley with the basket here can make it a one-possession game. 2 games for Smithson Valley have already been canceled this season because of the pandemic. A home opener against San Marcos and a game last week against San Antonio Clark. Talking about those lack of opportunities before the start of district play. That's 2 off the board right there. Three-pointer from the top is in. Allison Howe, what a half she's had. Howe with 9. They'll say that was a long 2 though, so Howe with 8. And the lead is down to 2. In the post, the Antlers trying to answer. Shot, though, no good for Zerkel. As Smithson Valley can tie it or take the lead with a 3. Rangers right now in the midst of a 6-0 run. Coming up in the final minute of the first half as the Rangers turn it over. Corinne Levy's pass beyond the reach of Gabby Elliott. The next game for the Rangers on their schedule features a playoff rematch against Austin Westlake and that program, the Chaparrals. Been so good over the years. The district opener for the Rangers in 27 6A play is scheduled for December the 11th at East Central. On the drive, the shot short, but a foul called against Smithson Valley leads to a pair of free throws here for the Antlers. Kerrville Tivy trying to expand upon a 2-point lead.
Let's go, son.
The Antlers just 2 of 6 from the foul line so far here in the first half. That one's an air ball. Smithson Valley gets it back. Talked about the Rangers' lack of opportunities as Smithson Valley turns it over. A travel call against Gabby Elliott. For the Antlers, this is their final game before they start district play in 26 5A. They'll open district play a week from tomorrow against Animal Heights and the Mules. Antlers give it right back in the turnover. Final 30 seconds of the half. And Williams called for the travel against Smithson Valley. Kerrville Tivy has a much anticipated rematch against Veterans Memorial scheduled for next Friday in Kerrville. It's a part of 26 5A play. Antlers looking to hold on to the lead, heading into the halftime locker rooms. Down to the final 10 seconds. On the drive, Jackson, the floater, knocked away at a foul. That is a 7th team foul against Kerrville Tivy, which will lead to the 1-1 for the Rangers. Called against Cassidy Harmon. Her first. And heading to the free throw line is Mariana Baza for Smithson Valley, scoreless so far this afternoon. Whistle there against Smithson Valley negates the free throw attempt for Baza. The Antlers with a heave. And a foul call with 0.2 of a second to go. That could loom large in this game because that's the Rangers' 17 fouls. So the 1-1 coming up for Kerrville Tivy. If the Antlers get that inbounds in cleanly, the best they get is a half-court heave. Instead, the foul committed, and Zerkel a chance to add on to this 2-point lead. And lo and behold, makes the first and earns herself a second. Zerkel with 7 first half points. And splits the pair. And that will end the first half with the Antlers on top of the tight win by 3, 25-22 on the Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
The last few months have been challenging for everyone.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smoky Moe's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Thanks, Smoky Moe's. Thanks, Smoky Moe's.
Hi, I'm Kelly Irwin. Sage Capital Bank is proud to partner with Comel ISD in supporting our community, families, and students. Go Rangers!
A whole lot of things have changed over the past few months, but some things have stayed just the same. Here at Smithson Valley, we are still making your kids smile. You may not see that as easily with those masks on, but those smiles are just beneath. And when all this passes, and it will, you'll really be reminded of how to just keep making a smile. Thank you for your trust and support, and get your guns up.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi score quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Maybe you're a power user with a modern home office and all the latest tech. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Hi, I'm Brenda Bueno, loan assistant at Sage Capital Bank. We want to give a shout out to all the Smithson Valley coaches and teachers for all that they do. Go Rangers!
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi score quiz, speed to suit your needs. The Tech Aces? Well, they're on another level. Take Wi-Fi today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm so excited to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley.
I think we made a great decision.
You know, you have a beautiful office, but I brought a few things that I think you're really going to like.
Donna?
Principal Wall, are you here to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley as well?
No, I'm here for my 3 o'clock Diamond Glow facial.
Principal Wall.
Running play, Eggleston to his right, 30, 35, 40. Down to the far sideline, one man to beat. He's going to beat him. Wow. 78 yards, touchdown, Smithson Valley.
Hey, Ranger fans. You never have to miss a Guns Up moment because Rangers Network is broadcasting every 2020 Rangers football game live. Home and away, you'll have the best seat in the house for all the action. Go to rangersnetwork.com and click the subscribe button or text the word Rangers to 42828 and you'll get an email with the link on game day. Go Rangers!
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
The last few months have been challenging for everyone.
As teachers, we have faced unexpected challenges that have been outside of what we have ever done before.
While teachers have been ready and willing to do whatever it takes, it's been a bit more difficult to navigate.
With new expectations, our normal responsibilities have doubled in order to keep our students and staff safe.
That is why it's even more appreciated that Smokey Moe's Barbecue is always there for the Rangers.
Thanks, Smokey Moe's, for stepping in when we needed you most.
Thanks, Smokey Moe's.
Thanks, Smokey Moe's. Thanks, Smokey Moe's.
Hi, I'm Kelly Irwin. Sage Capital Bank is proud to partner with Comel ISD in supporting our community, families, and students. Go Rangers!
A whole lot of things have changed over the past few months, but some things have stayed just the same. Here at Smithson Valley, we are still making your kids smile. You may not see that as easily with those masks on, but those smiles are just beneath. And when all this passes, and it will, you'll really be reminded of how we just keep making them smile. Thank you for your trust and support, and get your guns up.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Maybe you're a power user with a modern home office and all the latest tech. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
I'm Dr. Matt Bayless with Summerhill Dental. If you've been putting off going to see the dentist out of fear, I want you to know that it's time to go see your dentist. We have a procedure in place on how we intake patients and how we handle all patients to make sure everybody's experience here at our office is safe and productive. People have been afraid to go to the dentist just for a routine cleaning, but we've got you covered. It's time to come back and see your dentist. Summerhill Dental, your Smithson Valley dentist.
Hi, I'm Brenda Bueno, loan assistant at Sage Capital Bank. We want to give a shout out to all the Smithson Valley coaches and teachers for all that they do. Go Rangers!
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. The tech aces? Well, they're on another level. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm so excited to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley.
I think we made a great decision.
You know, you have a beautiful office, but I brought a few things that I think you're really going to like.
Donna?
Principal Wall, are you here to welcome Dermatology San Antonio to Smithson Valley as well?
No, I'm here for my 3 o'clock Diamond Glow facial.
Principal Wall.
Ready to start the third quarter here between Kerrville Tivy and Smithson Valley on the Rangers Network. Antlers on top by 3 as we open the second half. Top scorers in the first half. Allison Howe, the freshman for the Rangers, had 8, while Ashley Zerkel, the junior for the Antlers, had 7. Rangers came to life offensively in the second quarter after a tough opening quarter as Howe hits again. Howe, the first player today in the double figures. She has 10, and the lead rather is now down to 1. Rangers held a 6 first quarter points, scored 16 in the second. Answer jumper won't fall for Pruitt. Antlers have the rebound though, and then a turnover. Cassidy Harmon to travel for the Antlers, and Smithson Valley has a shot here at claiming his first lead since the first quarter and early. Antlers with some press defense leads to a Ranger turnover, and then Harmon cashes in on the lay-in. Harmon up to 5 points. Back out to a 3-point Antler lead. Rangers this time break the press, and the Antlers commit a foul. Called against Laurel Pruitt. Her first and the team's first. Smithson Valley playing for its second win of the season and trying to end a 2-game losing streak, while the Antlers trying to extend to a 3-game winning streak. Easy look there for Howe, couldn't capitalize, and the Antlers get it back. Smithson Valley coming off the heels of a 61-29 loss to Bernie this past Friday. The Antlers, again, after starting 0-3, they have won 2 straight. Cutter open down low. Dill can't lay it in, and Elliott has the rebound for Smithson Valley. Good look for Riley Dill, who scored 4 in the opening quarter, hasn't scored since then. The Rangers will keep it. Each team really good in district play last year. The Antlers were 14-2. Only 2 losses came to Veterans Memorial as the Rangers turn it over. The Antlers lost just 6 games all of last season. 3 of those came to Veterans Memorial, the third coming in the region finals. As that pass sails over the head of Zerkel. The Rangers will get it back, trailing by 3. Smithson Valley last year went 11-3 in 27 6A play. Tied for second. Lost the second place tie-breaking game against Steele. Rangers break the press. Elliott finds Howe. Open jumper. Yes. Allison Howe with a dozen. And the lead is down to 1 again. Howe was averaging only 3.5 points a game after the first 4 games of the season coming in. Has nearly half of the Ranger points here today. Answer shot good for Riley Dill. A long 2 for Dill. She has 6, and the Rangers turn it over. Offensive foul called against Smithson Valley. And the Antlers go back to Dill again. Pump fake, turns and hits. Back-to-back buckets for the sophomore Riley Dill. She has 8, and the lead is up to 5. Late into the points on the scoreboard. Now they're there, 31-26. Three-pointer for the Rangers, no. On the miss from Diaz. The Rangers get it back. Diaz with the shot blocks by Jackson. Got back on defense after Diaz got open underneath. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Antlers looking for the first win over the Rangers in 3 years as Coach Christy Dill calls for a timeout. This is a medical timeout. A player is bleeding for the Antlers. It's Jamie Jackson. So this is not a timeout charge to Kerrville Tivy. This is an official's timeout. And Desiree Abrigo will take the place of Jackson as Coach Sutherland is asked to break his huddle. And after the medical stoppage, we resume. (31-26) Kerrville Tivy. The Antlers have led for most of the game. Down low, nice pump fake for the Antlers, and again it pays off as Zerkel knocks it in. Zerkel has 9, leads all Antlers scores. 7-point Kerrville Tivy lead. A steal and a foul by Caroline Dias of Cassidy Harmon, and she will shoot 2. Timeout taken by Smithson Valley. 30-second timeout called by Coach Matthew Sutherland. Big week for Smithson Valley football, and the Rangers back in the field for their home finale as they take on the Steel Knights at 2 o'clock this Friday from Ranger Stadium. A game we'll have for you on the Rangers Network, and be on the watch for a preview of that game with Insider Rangers football and head coach Larry Hill coming up later this week. Recapping the win, 31-7 over East Central this past Friday, and a look ahead of the game against the Steel Knights this Friday. Still 2 games left in the regular season for Smithson Valley. The Rangers close things out next Friday on the road against Judson in what could potentially be a district championship game. Out of the timeout, 2 free throws for Cassidy Harmon. The southpaw hits the first. Harmon, another player who was named first team academic all-district a year ago. Hits both free throws. 7 now for Harmon. And the Antlers, I beg your pardon, are right now in the middle of an 8-0 run. Smithson Valley turns it over again. Ball knocked away from Diaz, taken away by Harmon. A basket here would give the Antlers their largest lead of the game. Halfway through the third quarter. Antlers work the perimeter. Rangers stay in the 2-3 zone defense. Into the post, going off the glass. Laurel Pruitt has 5. And the Antlers now on a 10-0 run and have their largest lead at 11. Smithson Valley having all kinds of problems against this press, and they just get the ball past the timeline and then turn it over anyway. Elizabeth Williams, a travel for Smithson Valley. Rangers stuck on 4 third-quarter points as the Antlers have turned up the screws defensively. They've been very good on defense as of late. The Antlers in this 2-game winning streak have held each of the past 2 opponents to under 30 points. The Rangers, of course, have struggled to score this season, and the problem's twofold today as they're playing without their second leading scorer, Trinity Garrett. Under 3 to go in the third. Antlers pulling away. Shot blocks by Gabby Elliott. She's been so good defensively. Led the Rangers last year with more than 70 block shots. Leads the team in blocks again here in the young part of this season. Underneath, Zerkel got trapped. Ball deflected and stays with Kerrville Tivy. Dill got free underneath and a chance for a 3-point play. 6 in the quarter now for Riley Dill. She has outscored the Rangers herself in this third quarter. 10 points now for the sophomore. Is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And it is now a 13-0 run for the Antlers. A steal and an easy lay-in for Harmon. Harmon with 6 in the quarter herself. 15-0 Antler run. Rangers this time break the press. Howe, baseline jumper, ends the drought for Smithson Valley. Howe is the only Ranger to have scored here in the third quarter. She has 6 in the quarter and 14 in the game. Needs some help, though, with the Rangers down 14, 42-28. Kerrville Tivy approaching the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. A lot of traffic down low, and the Rangers have the steal. Williams got her hands on it for the Rangers. Up ahead to Diaz. Can't finish. A foul on the rebound called against Kerrville Tivy. It's whistled against Riley Dill. That's her third. Team second here in the half. Each team making subs. Amelia Balzer in now for Kerrville Tivy. Inbound trigger by Elliott. Gets it back. Goes to work on the baseline. And will now head to the free throw line. Foul called against Dill. That's her fourth. She'll have to come out. Team's third. And to the free throw line for the Rangers, Gabby Elliott. Now 2 of 5 from the line today here. Only 2 points have come from the free throw line. The Rangers' top scorer has not gotten on track today. Splits the pair. Elliott has 3. Rangers could use a strong close here to the third quarter, trailing by 13. Some press defense from Smithson Valley here. Harmon able to break it for Kerrville Tivy. As Smithson Valley settles back into the zone defense, and a reach-in foul called against Allison Howe. 3 for Howe. And team foul number 4 against Smithson Valley. Jada Davis enters the game here for Kerrville Tivy. Had a big second quarter for the Antlers. She's in for Desiree Abrigo. As the Antlers inbound on top 42-29, approaching the end of the third quarter. A big 15-0 run, creating the separation for Kerrville Tivy. Before that run began, it was a 27-26 game. Here's Damus working against Diaz. Antlers again in no hurry here offensively, nursing this 13-point lead. Inside of a minute to go now in the third quarter. On the drive now, the floater, good! Counts, and the foul for Ashley Zerkel. What a game she's had. Up to 11 points on the afternoon of this matinee Monday affair. And back out to a 15-point Antler lead, tying their largest of the afternoon. Can't hit the free throw. Zerkel now 1 of 3 from the line. Against Smithson Valley last year, won 13 games before suffering their third loss. As Elliott has her first field goal of the day, Rangers in trouble of suffering their 4th loss of the season and missed their 5th game this afternoon. It was a 3-point Antler lead at halftime. Up to 13 points now. Final seconds of the third. Shot at the buzzer, Zerkel, no. And the Antlers will settle for a 13-point lead heading into the 4th quarter from Ranger Gym. Back after this on the Rangers Network.
What's your Wi-Fi score? With the GVTC Wi-Fi Score Quiz, you can determine the Wi-Fi speed to suit your needs. Our cyber pros know how to set the mood before streaming their favorite TV show. Take our quick Wi-Fi score quiz today at gvtc.com/Wi-Fi score and make sure your connection is up to speed.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.
And we're back at Ranger Gym. Antlers led by 3 at halftime, but Kerrville Tivy outscored Smithson Valley in that third quarter, 19-9. Using a big 15-0 run. And the Antlers on top by 13 as we start the 4th quarter. 7 points in that third quarter for Riley Dill. 6 from Cassidy Harmon leading the way for Kerrville Tivy. For the Rangers, Allison Howe scored 6 in the quarter. Gabby Elliott scored 3. That was all the Rangers scoring in the third. Smithson Valley, though, an early 4th quarter turnover, what they need to start the 4th. And they need a run here, and early. Elliott finds Landry Goddard. But the Rangers turn it over in quick fashion, give it right back to the Antlers. Travel called against Corin Levy. A 44-31 lead for the Antlers, a team angling for its 3rd consecutive win and its 2nd win on the road this season. The Rangers at home this year have split their first 2 games at Ranger Gym. A year ago, they were 11-2 here at home. Only 2 losses coming to Judson and Steele. They didn't lose at home in non-district play a year ago. A foul away for the basketball drawn by Dill. And you see Dill there on the floor. foul called against Gabby Elliott, her second, team 6 here in the second half. Antlers going to work on top 44-31. We have yet to see a point scored by either team here in the fourth quarter, with a minute plus gone by. Antlers moving the ball against this Rangers zone defense. Again, in no hurry here, leading by a baker's dozen. The ball it really isn't touching the floor right now. As the Antlers eventually turn it over, leads to a timeout called by Rangers head coach Matthew Sutherland. This is a full timeout. 44-31 is the Antler lead. Again, Smithson Valley just having a tough time getting things going offensively really all season long. Scoring down from more than 55 points a game a year ago to about 33 a game this season. The team is shooting at a 31% clip this year through their first 4 games. Again, very early in the season, but that is 10 percentage points lower than a year ago. But some key players gone from last year's record-setting 27-win team. Annika McGarity, Denise Merrick-Woodard most namely, and again today, Smithson Valley playing without the reigning district defensive MVP and Trinity Garrett. A lot on the shoulders right now of Gabby Elliott here this afternoon. Allison Howe, though, looked very impressive. A silver lining for the Rangers despite this 13-point deficit. Howe with 14 points and only a freshman. Antlers led in scoring by Ashley Zerkel and Riley Dill. They each have 11. Out of the timeout, Ranger basketball needing some points in a hurry here, down 13 with 6:20 left. Ball knocked away and stolen. Zerkel the steal. Far too many second half turnovers for Smithson Valley. Cut what was a 10-point first half lead down to 1. It was 27-26 before the Antlers went off on a 15-0 run. The two teams have played even since, and that's not good if you're the Rangers. And now the Antlers slowing down the pace. Underneath, Zerkel works it back out to the perimeter, and again the Antlers taking their time. Smithson Valley trying to trap the basketball and force a mistake, but the Antlers aren't complying. This possession is used nearly a minute off the clock already. At this rate, the Rangers won't have enough possessions to whittle down this 13-point deficit. The Antlers know that. The Antlers using the lack of a high school shot clock to their advantage right now. More than 90 seconds off the clock in this trip down the floor for Kerrville Tivy. It's just keep away at this point for the Antlers. They have used 2 minutes on this possession, and it finally ends, or it's halted for the time being, on a foul against Smithson Valley. Against Gabby Elliott, leads to a 1-and-1 and also to another Smithson Valley timeout. 30-second timeout called by the Rangers, and that possession could not have worked better if you're Kerrville Tivy. Play keep away for the better part of 2 minutes, and it's finally interrupted by a Ranger foul, so the 1-and-1 coming up for Kerrville Tivy. On the third personal foul whistled against Gabby Elliott. Coach Sutherland very animated talking to his team. You have to assume anytime the Antlers get possession here in the fourth quarter, they're going to continue to do what we just saw. And Coach Sutherland wants to see some more ball pressure, hoping to force the Antlers into a mistake at a turnover. And out of the timeout, the 1-on-1 coming up for Cassidy Harmon. 3 of 4 from the line so far today. And that is the first point of the fourth quarter for either team. With nearly 3.5 minutes gone by. And Harmon becomes the third Antler in a double figure. She has 11. 33 points scored between Harmon, Zerkel, and Dill as the Rangers turn it over. And if this Antler possession plays out like the previous one did, Smithson Valley will not get the ball back until there's 2.5 minutes left, if they can't get the ball away. Instead, an easy lay-in for Zerkel at Baker's dozen 13. 17-point lead, Kerrville Tivy. Rangers can't afford to use a lot of time on offense the few times they have possession, as Howe buries a jumper, 16 now for the freshman. However, this game ends, Coach Sutherland has to be pleased with the play by his freshman today, Allison Howe. Nearly half of the Rangers' total in points scored. Antlers back to the keep away. Rangers trying to trap the basketball. The Antlers aren't going to take a shot unless it's an open layup. That's evident. Coming up with the final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. This is a situation in which the Rangers sorely miss Trinity Garrett, the reigning district defensive MVP. The Rangers could use her right now. As Smithson Valley commits a foul. But again, it didn't come until the Antlers had taken nearly a minute off the clock. 18 foul, the personal called against Mariana Baza, her third, and a timeout taken by Kerrville Tivy. With a 1-on-1 coming up for Laurel Pruitt. Full timeout called here by the Antlers. Again, last year, Kerrville Tivy, 28 wins. Half of those coming in district play, going 14-2. You look at the winning percentage for Coach Dale's program over the past 4 seasons, a stretch of which the Antlers have averaged 32 wins a year. That winning percentage sits at .864. A couple of appearances in the state semifinals, a streak that ended a year ago, a round shy, falling by a single point in the region finals against Veterans Memorial. And again, Coach Dill has really pieced together a special program in Kerrville. Talked about those Ranger losses from a year ago in terms of the roster. Annika McGarity, Kenise Merrick Woodard, and the Antlers have suffered their own, namely all-state players Julia Becker and Audrey Robertson. Antlers came out of the gates struggling, lost their first 3 games, but the first 2 losses came by 2 and 3 points. So the Antlers are really a couple of buckets away from a 4-1 mark coming into this afternoon as the front end is missed, but the Antlers get the rebound. Rangers again trying to pressure the basketball. Down 15, though, with 2.5 left. Time is running out. Smithson Valley with a monumental test coming up after this. With just 3 non-district games left, they'll next play Austin Westlake. The start of 26-6A play, or 27-6A play, is coming up on December the 11th for the Rangers as Coach Dill hastily calls for a timeout in the corner for Kerrville Tivy. "30-second timeout here for Kerrville Tivy. And while the Rangers have Austin Westlake coming up, the Antlers next play their first district game of the season. 26-5A matchup against rival Alamo Heights and the Mules. And they'll get the rematch against Veterans Memorial next Friday in Kerrville. So if the Antlers hold on to win here and take care of the Mules next Tuesday, the Antlers could have a 5-game winning streak, or 4-game winning streak, I beg your pardon, going into that district matchup against Veterans Memorial. Mention the Rangers' upcoming schedule. And again, the opener in 27-6A play coming up against East Central December the 11th. On the 15th, 4 days after, Smithson Valley will host Steele, a game we'll have for you on the Rangers Network. Rangers get a turnover, but down 15 with 2 minutes left. Again, time is running out. Elliott, and the ball knocked away. Forced to pick up her dribble. Smithson Valley can ill afford to use much clock here. Can definitely ill afford to surrender the basketball on a turnover. Open shooter from the corner. The shot, though, waved off. 3-second violation against Smithson Valley. The Rangers have scored just 2 points here in the fourth quarter, only 11 in the second half. The Antlers have outscored the Rangers 23-11 here in the second half. That's the thing about this Antler team. They do such a good job of maintaining the basketball, controlling clock. Once they establish a fourth quarter lead, it's really hard to come back against Kerrville Tivy. Really limit the amount of possessions the team will get in the fourth quarter in these kinds of situations. Antlers looking for their first win over the Rangers in 3 years, and they're 40 seconds away from getting it. Mentioned a lot of close games between these two over the years, but Kerrville Tivy with that 15-0 run in the third quarter preventing this from being a close game. And it was that 15-0 run that was a literal difference here this afternoon. And the Rangers now not fighting it. The Antlers will dribble it out. So Kerrville Tivy, after starting the season 0-3, the Antlers have won 3 straight. The Rangers have dropped 3 in a row. The final today from Ranger Gym, Kerrville Tivy 48, Smithson Valley 33 as the Rangers drop to 1-4 on the season despite a season-high 16 points from the freshman Allison Howe. Again, our next Ranger basketball broadcast coming up on December the 5th. Nights in 27-6A play. For our entire Rangers Network crew, I'm Brain Freeman saying good afternoon from Ranger Gym, where the Antlers win it 48-33.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by GVTC, Ferris Orthodontics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Fisher's Market, Sage Capital Bank, HEB, Summerhill Dental, Dermatology San Antonio, and Wick Productions.